slow. Somebody please. It's so. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that you've all heard the term bandwidth and speed. And you've probably also heard bandwidth compared to capacity. And speed refers to how fast something is. Well, think, if you will, about this simple diagram where the circles on the top represent, let's say, water pipes looking directly at you. So a cross section of a water pipe. Obviously, the pipe to the far right can carry more water than the pipes to the left. However, it doesn't mean that that water is necessarily running fast. If you look at the diagram below the circles, it is a highway, and you can see that the one on the left is a 2-lane highway, and the one on the right looks like, a 3-lane highway. Obviously, the highway on the right can carry more cars than the highway on the left. This is bandwidth. As we think about speed, some of the things that come to mind are speed limits. Those are often measured in miles per hour, or in some countries, kilometers per hour. Maybe in a science lab, you've heard the measurements of feet per second, meaning a distance over time. How many feet does something move every second? In the metric system, that might be meters per second. You've probably also heard of revolutions per minute. How many times something turns per minute or per second, or even shorter than seconds. Interestingly, sound moves at 343 meters per second, which is equivalent to 700 miles per hour. So fast enough that you hear it as soon as I speak it. Perhaps you've been on a golf course when you hear a ball hit and you're a long ways off, and it takes just a split second for the sound to reach your ears that the club hitting the ball makes. When we look at light travels at 299,792,458 meters per second, or 186,000 miles per second. Now that's fast, and it is obviously the reason we use fiber optics, because if we can move data, information, over light, it can go very, very fast. And speaking of data is a system of ones and zeros. The smallest piece of data is considered a bit. 8 bits is considered a byte. 1,000 bytes is considered a kilobyte. And so on and so forth, kind of like the metric system. So a million kilobytes is considered a megabyte, and gigabytes and terabytes, and it goes on and on. But data, information, is represented by a series of ones and zeros. Now, when you're using technology, as you are right now, and as you use it at home, there are different variables that make data move faster or slower. Some of those variables are wireless, copper telephone cable, satellite dishes, how fast your router might be or how old it might be coming into a home, cell phone towers, and how fast the provider is allowing the data to move through. All of these make a difference on how quick the internet is, how fast it is, and how much of it can go to one particular area. While it's probably natural to think that our country has a very fast internet, and it is fast, as you can see from this chart, it is not as fast as many other countries. Now, a paradox is something that seems like it should be true, but maybe it isn't true. And when it comes to chickens accessing the internet, I do wonder if all places in Maine have the same speed. I mean, northern Maine, southern Maine, east, west, and central Maine. We do have a very diverse state in geography and different population centers, so it makes me curious if the speeds are the same. So in this exercise, we're going to test that a little bit. So as part of the Winter Classic for MLTI, we have an activity designed to capture and record statewide internet speeds for this particular date and time. Now, many variables can determine whether a school internet is fast or slow that particular day. The things we mentioned before about wireless or things going on a network. There's many variables as to how fast a connection might or might not be. But if we tested it out statewide using the opportunity of having all of you logged in all over the state and recorded that on a spreadsheet, well, maybe we could make some sense of it. So here's your Speed Lab materials. You need a laptop with a browser, and you need the data sheet. The link is provided above. And you need to go to Google and just type in the search speed test. It will come right up and you can take a speed test. What I'd like you to do is take multiple speed tests and find an average within your group or within the classroom that you're in. So if every person did this 3 times on their machine and you took the average of those 3, that would provide us some information to enter in our spreadsheet. Okay, so on your data sheet, there you will see columns for your school name, the town that your school is in, the number of people in your group that ran the test, and then the average download and average upload speed for your group. Again, you might want to take this a few times, and remember that you want the average, not your highest score of the group, but your average. I also put in 2 columns if your teacher happens to have a cell phone and they could do the same test from their cell phone. We'll be able to compare across the state who has the quickest internet speed at that particular time of testing. Have fun. We hope to see you at Tech Camp on May 23rd at the University of Maine. Sign up if you haven't. See you then.
Oh no! It's so fast!